Today on Primetime Local News, we're talking about gender discrimination within the agricultural industry. I'm joined today by Megs Reynolds, who is a former ag industry worker. She posted a tweet about gender discrimination within the ag industry that generated a lot of discussion on ag Twitter. The post reads, "Why are so many in agriculture still pushing the farm wife narrative? Show me another industry where the wife is labeled and defined by her husband's role. Let's recognize women as individuals, not extensions of their husbands." Meg, could you just tell me about what prompted you to write this tweet?
Well, it's not the first time I've tried to have this conversation. I'm no longer grain farming, but I was a grain farmer for about 7 years and still am involved in agriculture. And I just struggle with the assumptions that are out there that the wife in that partnership shouldn't be involved in business discussions, doesn't understand the equipment, shouldn't talk to the banker, shouldn't be able to see herself as a farmer or call herself a farmer if she chooses to. I fully support women claiming the role and the title that empowers them and that they want. I'm not against that whatsoever. What I have an issue with is that industry or people within or out of the industry seeing a woman that is married to a man that farms and saying, oh, she's a farm wife. That means she just cooks meals, takes care of the kids, and doesn't know what's going on the farm or shouldn't be involved in the business side of things.
And you made a really good point in your tweet. Like, I personally can't think of any other industries where the wife is labeled by what her partner or husband does for a living. It almost seems a bit archaic to me, going back to, back when women weren't able to hold jobs outside of the home, where they would be a housewife, or if they live on a farm wife. But obviously jobs have evolved since then. It just seems that the language within the ag industry maybe just hasn't evolved as much.
Well, I think, to your point of saying that traditional farm wife role, there's a lot of women that, are on the farm and married to a farmer that the role is very similar. Those women they were cooking meals, they were raising massive gardens, they were caring for the animals, they were running equipment or trucking. They were still involved in all those aspects. I think, when you look back 100 years or 70 years or along that time frame, society saw women as taking more of a back seat. And so I don't think the role per se has changed. It's that we need to realize we're not 100 years ago. We need to stop seeing women as less than and seeing them as capable of doing and being involved in whatever they want to do. And with no other industry doing that, there are other industries where you could have a military wife, but that's not her job. That is a title that is one of the many titles that she chooses to have, and that identifies her as part of a community where there's a strong support network, where those women are also living with men in the military, or it could be women in the military and husbands, and understanding the challenges of that, and it's a support network. That doesn't mean they're not also teachers and doctors and nurses and what have you. That's not their career, right? It's that group, that support network. And I think in agriculture, a lot of times, especially now with social media, you see women using the term farm wife as a branding to find that community. There's a lot that, market that role. They're selling stuff, they're doing videos on cooking, all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. But we need to stop assuming that the woman on the farm isn't capable of more than just cooking and raising kids. And that's what's wrong right now. When the salesperson walks past the woman at the farm show, or walks past the woman in the field to talk to the husband, when the women at the farm shows are sexually harassed, when women working in agriculture as agronomists or selling product are sexually harassed on farms, they're stalked, they're verbally abused by those in industry. When we react to what women put out there in a different way, because we see that they shouldn't have that opinion, that voice, that we want them to take that step back, and our actions and our retaliations and reflect that. That's what needs to change.
So when someone is subject to that, throughout the course of their job, I can imagine how frustrating that must be.
I mean, I think right now, probably 70% of the students doing agronomy are women. Like, there's an amazing rush of women coming up in the industry, and maybe that's going to help bring about the change, because there'll be enough of them to say, actually, no, that's not okay. You don't get to talk to me. You don't get to feel my leg up while I'm sitting with you you know, in a combine or in a truck checking crops or doing something. Like, that's not appropriate. Or just get to the point where the guy that only has daughters, everyone's not asking him what's he's going to do with the farm one day. Like, the daughters are seen as a possibility for taking, you know, being the next generation. It's, yeah, there's, and even if you don't leave the industry, there's so many women who have just stepped back. They cannot deal with what kind of went on the weekend all the time. And that's just social media. That's not the late night calls to the hotel rooms. That's not the people trying to, you know, stalk you at the farm shows, corner you somewhere. Like, it's just, yeah, it's bad.
And that brings me to my last question, which is, how can members of the ag industry, you know, no matter the gender, take the time to reflect and make the changes to be a good ally to women in the industry?
I think we need to see women supported to share their stories and to share their truths. And women also need to support women in that. You know, some women are very, you can look back through the post, but they were very upset about it. And again, there was nothing, I'm not against them and how they want their role to be at all. I want to support that, but they shouldn't then be against the woman that wants to be labeled the farmer. And men need to be the ones that are also standing up for women, calling stuff out publicly, calling stuff out privately, because unfortunately, there's a lot of people that I can say something and it's not going to carry very far. But if that guy, that male farmer, that male salesperson gets up and stands up for something when he sees it going on, or stands up for something online and calls it out and says, actually, this is inappropriate, you can't do that. That's what needs to happen. And that's going to resonate stronger with a lot of people, more so than anything that I or someone else could do.
Megs, thank you for your time today.
Very welcome. Thanks for your time.